This is future me coming up with a correction regarding visibility modifiers, these guys here. So earlier I had said that when it is in a different class but in the same package, I had said that we cannot access the field in this defined in the visibility class like this. But that was when we were creating objects of type different. But if we create objects of the same type as this class here, the one that has the field we want to access, if we create objects of that type in a different class, in a different file, like this, visibility is equal to new visibility, then this becomes what? Accessible. Then it can access the value or the property rather defined on the what? On that class, on the visibility class, which is also what we are doing here by creating an object of type visibility, even though it's in a different Java file. So doing this and this property being defined as package default makes the code what? Compile, because running this gives us null here, as we are going to see shortly, because here the name is not defined, so it is what? It is null. So this here should be a tick, not a cross, as I had said earlier, because what they are asking us is to place a tick where visibility is possible. So here we see visibility is what? Is possible when we use the object of type what? Visibility, and this visibility harbors or has the what? The property we are looking for. So what happens if this property is what? Is what's the next one? Is private. So if it is private, then things get interesting, because now private properties only apply to that class where the property is defined, nowhere else. So even though we use the same class to create an object, and this class has the name field, but this time it's private, which means we cannot access this private what? Property that is defined here, because once it is private, it only makes sense within that class where it is defined, nowhere else. So that becomes a what? A cross. When you come here to your table, this becomes a cross. This was a tick because, as we saw earlier, for default it's a tick. Now this is a cross. Now what happens when it is protected? So when it is protected and you use the visibility class to create an object, and you have this set to protected, you should be able to see it like this. So when I try to run this, it should give us now, like before when we did with package default, because visibility is possible when we use that very class to create an object of type what? Visibility, where we are trying to access the protected field. So for default it's a tick, for private it's a cross, and for protected it's a tick, but only when we use that actual what? That actual class to create objects of type what? Of type visibility. Because when we use different class to create objects of that class, then it won't matter if this field is protected or private, like nothing changes, or it's package default, still nothing changes, because there's no way for this object to refer to this property here, because these two are not connected. Visibility and different are what? And different. So there's no way to access this property anyway, unless we inherit. But to show that visibility is possible, we must use the what? The visibility class, like this. So we can then see whether we can access the property that is defined in this what? In this class, like that. So that's the question I had to make regarding visibility modifiers and this table.